Hey guys, it's Ryan from Fairly Awesome Podcast, and we're going to have a quick video short here with Chris, Nate, and Josh about Metal Gear Humble Brags. So Kojima...
Metal Gear Humble Brag.
Yeah.
Sounds like the next title.
Indeed. So,
Humble Brag.
Yeah.
So coming out...
You have to like change it to Humble Braggins or something.
Yeah, it's got to be something with S on the end, like Ground Zeroes, Humble Braggers.
Humble Braggins.
Humble Braggers. Humble's Braggers.
The tangents are thick. So Kojima... Okay, so wait. What? At the end of this month, we're getting Ground Zeroes.
Yes.
Right? Metal Gear Ground Zeroes.
This month being
March. Yes.
And there have been some reviewers that have said it is possible, if you just march right through the campaign and like skipping cutscenes and whatnot, and just like total playtime, it is possible to beat the game in like 2.5, 3 hours.
Yeah. Some even shorter if you like run through. I heard like an hour and a half. Maybe.
Hour and a half.
Yeah.
I heard 2 to 3 was like booking it.
Yeah.
And the real estimate was like 6 hours, even if you weren't booking it.
So not skipping cutscenes, 33 and a half hours. No?
Right?
Nice.
So this sort of led to some outlash of holy crap, why is the game so short? And then so Kojima defends that by saying, well, this is really part 1 of 2 games, and this is more the intro or the demo or the whatever for Phantom Pain. So if if this is like Metal Gear Solid 5 prologue.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So he defended it in a sort of weird way. He did a humble brag on himself and said Phantom Pain, so the game that's coming out in a year and a half or so, something like that, is going to be so large that he thinks that gamers will struggle to complete it.
It's funny that he says that because...
He claims 200 times bigger geographically, and in playtime, he thinks that's about the right number. 200 times bigger. 600 hours?
yeah. Playtime, or is this like watching cutscene time?
I don't know.
Like, you can't finish this game because the cutscenes are dynamic and they never end.
It's just like, that like 2-hour time frame, so you're like counting down because you know that there's like a quick time event that you have to hit, or the cutscene repeats itself.
Chris hits start, and then like it just goes into the next part of the cutscene. It's like, oh, we tried to skip past this, but we can't. Otacon.
Right.
So,
how much do you believe that?
To be fair, there is statistical proof out there, and not owned by me. I'm going to go back to something I had read a while ago, and so don't quote me on this, but I believe there was some statistical quoting Nate, statistical proof that average gamers don't complete games.
I think I read the same thing when Respawn was defending why there wasn't a traditional campaign for Titanfall. Mm-hmm. They said it wasn't worth the time invested.
Yeah.
You don't get the accolades back for the campaign in a predominantly multiplayer game.
And that's the other thing too, when you're spending this much development time on a game, and to have it that detailed, like Metal Gear Solid looks really good graphically. They have to spend so much time on each part, and even the smallest parts that people may never see. Like, so you have to...
Or don't notice.
Or you don't notice, or they blow right by it. They don't even look over, and this guy spent like a week working on this fucking shrub.
He's like, I love that shrub.
He's like, I put fucking fruit on that shrub. Nobody saw it.
Look at the
They were
devil.
little nuts. Nobody saw the little nuts. I like it. He should die.
Yes, I am.
But
So what do you think? You think in a game that is not known for its multiplayer,
right,
that it should skimp on? I mean, in this...
So
no.
He says that this game's a prologue, and it's short, but the next game's where all the meat and potatoes happens. I guess, why didn't you just like cut that one and then put that part in here? And have a nice little cliffhanger if you're making 2 games.
People are crying for it. It's
people cry for everything.
Well, but it's a good way for Sony to make money, right? If they can put this game out for 30 $30-$40 and people pay for it.
This is a multi-platform thing. This isn't just Sony.
Well, yeah, I guess I say Sony. I mean, Konami. That's what I meant to say. Sorry.
This is the only thing Konami has left.
Yes, it's true. They've run everything else into the ground. But that
they should bring back Ninja Turtles.
yes, the arcade.
Different topic, but you think the 600 hours? Do you think that's legit? 600 hours in a single player game?
I want what drugs he's on.
Any more legit than Skyrim? You know, like you could put so much time into that. And apparently, it is more of an open world type Metal Gear game.
I put about 100 hours, maybe 120 hours into Skyrim, and I think if you went through the game once and did pretty much everything, not every side quest, but if you completed all the main storylines and did the expansion, did all the guilds, but again, not every single little runner errand and whatnot. I think that 100 to 120 hours is about right for Skyrim, playing through it once.
Yeah.
So, unless his 600 hours is, hey, if you play through the game 12 times, you get 600 hours.
Well, yeah, I'm betting he's bloating that number based on, I think there's missions. Like, I don't know a lot about the design of Metal Gear Solid 5. I know that there's some dynamic missions that you can go on or something that I at least had heard of. And I know there's repeatable scenarios at least in Ground Zeroes.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing he's probably bloating the number a little artificially.
I mean, it would seem because they gave some numbers for how many like square miles are in Ground Zeroes, and they gave some numbers on how many
right
square miles.
Yeah, no. Well, Grand Theft Auto 5 was like the same way. They had all those ridiculous amount of mileage.
And at least that much seems about right. That he's right that it is about 200 times bigger, which means that the world. I mean, Ground Zeroes isn't tiny. But it is sort of a more restricted world. It's going to be smaller than Grand Theft Auto 5 for sure. But the square mile of Phantom Pain throughout the different places you go to, I think is actually bigger than Grand Theft Auto 5, which is amazing.
That is incredible.
So, I don't know. But seriously, does he need to make claims that people won't finish it? I mean...
Maybe just to strike up a conversation about it. I mean, it obviously got us to talk about it. So.
It's either
it's publicity.
It's internet challenge is what it is.
It's true.
It's basically he's throwing the gauntlet down and being like, well, nobody can finish this game.
It's not even out yet. I was like,
some people just won't even buy it. Losers. Don't be like them. Buy the game.
It's all in my mind.
Yeah.
Like I can see the point being made about like primarily multiplayer games. Like Halo 4, there were probably a lot of people that bought it, played multiplayer, and never touched the campaign. Halo 3, same thing.
I'm the opposite.
But, I played through the campaign because
I hardly touched multiplayer.
Yeah. So I mean, I can see saying, well, we don't want to put a whole lot of effort into the single player campaign because everybody's buying it for multiplayer. Yeah, Titanfall, the campaign, was pretty much all multiplayer.
Yeah.
Even 1942, Battlefield 1942 had a campaign, but it was multiplayer against bots. So it was like, so you really didn't have to play it. But yeah, that makes sense. But this game is not. This isn't multiplayer driven. This is single player, huge ass world. Yeah, people are going to play it till the end. People play Skyrim repeatedly. People play Fallout repeatedly.
Yeah.
People play lots of games repeatedly.
I think he meant most gamers, or maybe not most, a lot of gamers wouldn't be able to finish
really,
it.
though.
I just don't think it's representative of the people that are going to be buying
Metal Gear. Yeah, those are more like people that would buy Bejeweled.
Right. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Or they just don't. Or like, they buy something they don't actually necessarily finish it. I don't know. Some of those games, if they don't, I don't know, if they don't pull you in to make you want to. Yes, lots of
doesn't
make you
grab you by the nodules.
Yes.
Massive.
Okay, so if it doesn't pull you in, you're probably not going to finish it.
Right. I think if you had some sort of compelling story or whatever, some sort of narrative in a single player campaign, it's easier to pull you in. But that's not necessarily the case. I still have paused my Mass Effect playing.
I want what drugs Josh is on. No. I will say that Metal Gear games have always been able to pull me in, but that being said, I'm really into the espionage and sneaking, gameplay, that sort of thing. So that really hasn't had an issue for me. I know some people have compared the Metal Gear storylines with like Skyrim, that are the Metal Gear games better than Skyrim? I don't know. That's maybe a whole different topic. But to me, I think the Metal Gear storylines have been compelling enough for me to put in. I mean, I think Metal Gear Solid 4 probably was 100 hours, 120 hours, maybe about the same as Skyrim.
Because you played through multiple times, right?
No, I played through once, but
6.5 minutes of gameplay.
I was sneaking everywhere. I tried to not alert anybody.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so and it's a fairly long game if you play it that way.
Yeah.
So the other side is they added it, or at least Metal Gear Solid 4, they made it so that you could just use assault rifle and you didn't really need to sneak. You could sort of just use cover and, gun your way through a la Battlefield or Modern Warfare style. But yeah, I was constantly trying to sneak everywhere, and that's sort of status quo for me. Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3 as well, trying to blend in with the surroundings as much as possible. So I don't know, maybe 600 hours is realistic based on how big the world is. If I'm crawling everywhere, maybe it will take me 600 hours.
Doing the little snake crawl thing where he's just inching along.
Right.
Nice.
It does seem like the people that have gone in for Metal Gear Solid seem to be like long haul players.
Yeah.
So I can't even imagine that this is even remotely directed at them, because obviously they're going to play the entire game and touch everything.
Yeah.
And people that Candy Crush Bejeweled aren't even going to look at this game seriously. I don't know.
The moment they get in a cutscene, they're like,
is there an iOS version of this? This game needs more QuickTime events. I
don't feel like I'm doing anything.
I'm not doing anything.
I feel like I'm just watching a movie.
All right. Well, on that note, I think whether you agree or not, I think we can, at least all of us can agree that this was clearly a marketing tactic by Kojima, and hopefully we'll get to see what sort of game Ground Zeroes is, all 2 or 3 hours of it, by the end of this month. But let us know whether you're interested in this game or whether you think Kojima is just trying to drum up his own business. Let us know down in the comments. Be sure to like us over on Facebook, subscribe to us here on YouTube, and follow us over on Twitter @Fapcast. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching.
Shorts.
Salute your shorts.
I think the Titanfall one is more like time-sensitively relevant right now.
Rowan go on trips. But the thing that lasts forever are your friendships. Can't find honor but hold you in heart.
Yeah.
Salute your, that's the theme
Yeah,
song.
yes,
Salute
that's
your short.
yeah. Salute your short.
I don't remember it word for word, though. I mean,
Oh,
there's something
Chris
wrong
does.
with you.
Hey.
And when we think about you, it makes me want to fart. I hope we never part. Now get it right or pay the price.
Yeah.
He's like, I lost my virginity to that show.
I lost my virginity watching that show.